Every country on Earth is in debt. The United States owes $38 trillion, Japan owes $9 trillion, and the entire planet is $315 trillion in debt, an amount 3 times larger than the global economy itself. But here is the paradox that should truly be unsettling. If everyone is in debt, who is the real creditor? Money has ceased to be merely a medium of exchange. It has become the center of a complex structure in which individuals, institutions, and states enter long-term obligations. Over time, this system has created a cycle in which debt is continuously reproduced and extremely difficult to eliminate entirely. In the past, money was backed by tangible value, such as gold. This ensured that the money supply was limited by physical constraints. However, once this link was broken, the monetary system evolved into a different structure. Today, money is largely created through the banking system and the credit mechanism. When banks issue loans, they do not transfer existing money. Instead, they create new money. This money enters circulation as a value that did not previously exist within the system. The defining feature of this process is that the created money must be repaid with interest. However, while the principal is created, the money required to pay the interest is not. As a result, the total amount of debt always exceeds the total amount of money in circulation. Consequently, it is mathematically impossible for all debts to be repaid in full at the same time. This structure makes the continuous reproduction of debt unavoidable. For one debt to be repaid, a new debt must be created elsewhere in the system. In this way, debt ceases to be a temporary condition and becomes a permanent mechanism. Over time, this mechanism establishes itself as the fundamental operating principle of the economic order. This situation is not limited to individuals. States are also part of the same debt structure. Governments borrow to finance public spending and cover budget deficits. When debts reach maturity, they are often repaid with new borrowing. As this process continues, states may lose a degree of economic independence. Economic priorities begin to shift away from the needs of society and toward the sustainability of debt. From an individual perspective, the debt system permeates nearly every aspect of daily life. Acquiring housing, obtaining an education, starting a business, or even meeting basic needs often requires long-term borrowing. These debts demand regular payments over many years. When a significant portion of income is allocated to loan installments and interest payments, the sense of economic security can weaken. Debt is not only an economic burden, it also has psychological effects. The constant obligation to make payments can create time pressure and anxiety about the future. Working more, earning more, and maintaining existing debts become primary goals. This makes it more difficult for individuals to plan long-term and to question the system they are part of. Within this economic order, production, consumption, and borrowing are presented as natural and unavoidable processes. The expectation of continuous growth becomes a key element in sustaining the system. However, this growth is often supported by new debt. As economic activity increases, total debt levels rise at the same pace. Understanding this structure is essential for evaluating how the economic system functions. Recognizing how the relationship between money and debt is constructed allows individuals and societies to analyze the system they live in more consciously. As long as the system remains invisible, it is accepted as natural. Once its workings are clearly examined, it becomes open to questioning. If there is a desire to move beyond this system, the first step is awareness. Without understanding how money is created, why debt never truly ends, and who benefits from this arrangement, genuine change is not possible. Perhaps freedom does not begin with completely escaping debt, but with learning to see this system exactly as it is.